There are many different ways to predict how a relationship might go. People are so varied, and the way different disorders can affect our relationships can be just as varied as how they meet each other. One pairing is particularly fascinating in how perfect, or rather perfectly destructive it is. We're talking about the relationship between narcissists and people with borderline personality disorder. We don't want to reduce anyone as an individual to the disorder they happen to struggle with. These are the findings of many well-informed people in the field of psychology, and specifically, personality disorders. There are differences between narcissists, as narcissism is a spectrum from grandiosity to self-importance to vulnerability. Similarly, not all individuals with borderline personality are the same, but when these two particular disorders crash into one another, we can see a truly unique and tragic relationship unfold. Narcissistic personality disorder affects how people see themselves. They feel entitled, they can't take criticism, and they don't care about other people's emotions. Borderline personality disorder affects moods and behaviors. It can make you feel emotionally unstable and insecure, and it can make you feel worthless. In many ways, these disorders have the opposite effect on the people who suffer from them. This pairing is a perfect storm of issues. The general timeline is fairly predictable. As they begin to date, they idealize each other. This is a feature of both narcissism and BPD. Their interest in each other boils over into a relationship, but a new issue starts to reveal itself. BPD typically comes with abandonment anxiety. This makes them easily exploitable by the narcissist, who will eventually want to push them away. However, relationships can be chaotic and overwhelming for people suffering from BPD, who also typically have engulfment anxiety, so they split. That should be the end, but these relationships have a way of repeating and going on and off. Shared features. Both BPD and narcissism can be grandiose. In other words, they can both be boastful and carry an inflated ego. They also both have a false self. In BPD, the false self is usually the version of them that has regulated emotions and is fairly sociable, disguising their turbulent inner self. For the narcissist, their false self is the flawless, awe-inspiring person that they believe they should be perceived as. They both have complicated ways of feeling attachment. Narcissists can feel emotions, but they can't feel attachment to someone as an individual. They can attach to inanimate objects, which often means that their attachment to people isn't based on emotion, but rather on objectification. The narcissist might prize the body of their partner or the things their partner can do for them. People with BPD get attached to regulations. They are overwhelmed by their emotions, so having someone who can regulate their emotions and behaviors is valuable and sometimes necessary for them. They love the regulated state that a narcissist can provide for them, not the regulator. While they may love their partner in a way that the narcissist cannot, they are still attached to what the narcissist provides more than the narcissist themselves. This creates dependencies. Narcissists need to maintain a grandiose self-view. Someone who idealizes them can offer that. Their partner is like a well of validation that they can reliably turn to maintain their sense of grandiosity, even if that means they have to devalue their partner. On the other hand, their partner with BPD sees someone who is seemingly extremely in control of their emotions. The belittling and devaluing that the narcissist inflicts makes the person with BPD fear that they will lose their emotional guide. But it doesn't matter, right? If it works, it works. That's the problem. It doesn't work. The combination is volatile and bound to force them both to repeat their traumas. Make no mistake, it is toxic and unhelpful. Unhealthy behavior. When the person with BPD decides to leave, it absolutely shatters the narcissist's ego and sense of control and dominance, only for them to start the cycle all over again. Even though they fight and create constant, uncomfortable tension, they can't leave each other. They become addicted to what the other provides. The narcissist is allowed to bring their partner up and break them down over and over again, while the borderline can love themselves through the way the narcissist builds them up while being able to break away when they become overwhelmed. This isn't healthy, as neither gets to face their deeper problems. They are essentially reliving and inflicting their trauma on their partner. These are some of the most destructive, unhelpful relationships that a person can fall into. The danger is clearly pointed out by psychologist Sebastian Bochard and colleagues, who found low relationship satisfaction in relationships between BPD and personality disorder, as well as higher attachment insecurity, poorer communication, and higher rates of violence. Narcissists also tend to devalue their partners while also feeling like a rival to them. This relationship is both extremely destructive and extremely magnetic for both the people involved. Even if they do break up, they are likely to get back together and repeat the relationship over and over again. Even if you aren't a narcissist or someone with borderline personality disorder, it's important to be mindful of how you and your partner fit together. No one should subject themselves to emotional torment just because they think it is better than the alternative of being alone. If you enjoyed learning about the psychological tragedy, let us know by leaving a like. Remember to subscribe to Psych2Go for more videos like this. Have you ever felt like you were caught in a spiral with someone even though you weren't good for each other? How did you get out? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. See you next time.